All right, guys, BMW has been known to be one of the best manufacturers in creating some of the coolest colors that we've seen on a vehicle, specifically their individual colors. I'm surrounded by M cars right now that are just all different colors, but today we're looking at this one. It's kind of a controversial color to me. Am I a big fan of it? Not really at all, but maybe you really love it. This is BMW's 2025 M3 Competition in stone gray individual color. Today we're gonna take a look and see what changes this thing from the previous generation. So here we go. I'm Peter from Faraz, and let's dive in. Hey guys, Peter here from Faraz Auto Sales, and if you have any questions about any of the vehicles that we have at our store, you can just click the link below. All right, so all you BMW aficionados probably know there's not too many differences between this 2025 model versus the previous 24 or 23, 22, or when the new model or the new revamped edition of the M3 came out. So most of this will be focused on, for me, a couple of the small subtleties that they've changed, and of course, this color, stone gray. I don't know, I've seen online so much buzz about it and people just either loving this color or hating it. I see way more people loving it than they do disliking it. I mean, maybe I'm seeing it in the wrong light. I've had it outside, I've photographed it outside, I've driven it inside, and I don't know, something about it, I guess, it's almost like this one you'll have to see in person just because of the way it looks. It's like a combination between, I don't even know, it's like splitting this is Isle of Man green, add a little bit of cool blueness to it, but then also keep some color, tones and hues. I don't even know what you'd like compare it to. I guess stone gray. But other than that, what do I notice big time is the front headlights, slightly different than the, I guess last year's, 2024, 23, 22s. A lot of them came with the laser lights from the older editions. These ones are just LEDs. Again, I think they're probably a fantastic light. BMW doesn't screw that up too much. But let's go and see when they look a little bit different. They still got a cool type of effect as the laser lights. I mean, granted, the lasers got more blue in them and all kinds of cool stuff, but still really fancy looking. The grille, from what I've read, is slightly different as well. I can't notice too much difference in it. Again, we got an M3 comp sitting there, one over there. So we'll get some shots and see what the differences are visually. I think it's, again, very, very similar to the previous generation grille. This one happens to be all black, which is really nice. Really sharp looking. I still do love they got the M3 Competition badging right in the front there, which is really, really sharp. And then all the black accents that come with the shadow line type trim when you select that. So the wheel, exactly the same as the previous generation. The 19/20, two different size wheels staggered, which is really nice. I've always loved the black brake calipers and the M Sport brakes. I think something about the gloss black looks really, really sharp. The blue, you see it all the time. Sometimes the red's really nice, sticks out a lot, but the black's kind of subtle. It's not as much in your face if you like something like that. I do. I love this style wheel. Looks just like the previous generations, like before they changed the M3 model to this one, or even the 22 version or 23, 24 version. But the wheel looks very similar to the previous competition or ultimate package wheels, which is really nice as well. Again, you got the competition badging in the side here, black mirrors, which is sharp, and then all black window trim around. Carbon fiber roof, which is really nice on the competition as well. That looks exactly the same as the previous generation. I keep saying previous generation, but it's not really that old. It's just literally a year difference. So slight subtleties, not a ton different. The same curvature of the roof still has the same fins on the roof, I guess, or whatever these little indents in the carbon are, which are really nice. And again, I think you can opt to get more carbon fiber on this car, just like you could the other ones, the M Carbon package, which, I guess the front lifts or splitters would be carbon fiber. This one doesn't have that per se. Yeah, and then all the black shadow line stuff. So you got the black exhaust tips, which is really nice. Really clean looking car. I wonder what it would look like if you had chrome accents or lighter accents versus the black, the dark. I mean, maybe that changes the look of the paint. Maybe it makes it look a little different. It definitely draws your eye in. To me, if I'm walking around, this sticks out like a sore thumb when we're walking through our showroom. If you're seeing Brooklyn Gray, it's nowhere near as capturing as this color is. You just kind of gravitate to thinking like, oh, is that a wrap, or is that did they do something to the paint on that? But yeah, it definitely, if their mission was to get you to stare at something, this does it for sure. So another little thing with the xDrive, you actually see the xDrive badging on the back of this. The other M3s that we have, the competition, although is also an xDrive vehicle, doesn't have that badging on it. So slight subtlety there. You still have the auto opening and closing trunk, which is a great feature, of course, which is really nice. Big trunk, a lot of space for your storage room. This is no shortage of storage for for this vehicle. So we're gonna jump into the interior and have a look and see what it looks like, see what the differences are in there. All right, let's just jump in and have a look, see what we notice and see what we see. First thing that jumps out to me, other than the steering wheel being definitely different than the previous generation and the entire infotainment screen, the seats on this, these look so reminiscent of the 18-19 version BMW M3s, where the actual side bolster areas were kind of like a hole that you could stick your hand through, but visually they look very similar to those seats. Still got your illuminated M3 badge, which is really nice there. These seats are super comfortable. There's no doubt about that. So yes, what do I see that the major differences are is this kind of flat bottom steering wheel that they've got now. Still has that similar look of all that carbon fiber, the carbon fiber paddle shifters and that stuff, but the infotainment system is quite a bit bigger. I believe they switched that in 2023 or 24. Maybe someone can correct me if they know that exact timing when that was upgraded. But pretty cool visual, really nice to have that screen go all the way across. But again, very similar feel. Steering wheel is real sharp. I like the flat bottom a lot. That's a nice little upgrade or difference there that I've noticed. They eliminated the center little post there, which would have your heated steering wheel button on it from the previous steering wheel. So that would be toggled through your climate section in here, so that you can get your heated seat and your heated steering wheel through the screen opposed to right on the actual steering wheel. So other than that, the center console looks exactly the same as before. You still have your ability to control your exhaust modes. You know, all the little buttons are here. You can still use your knob here, or I guess your spinning kind of knob to toggle through your menu if you don't like touch screen. Again, the screen and the way this is set up is very similar, even when the screen was kind of not a one whole piece in the previous M3. So a lot of options here to go through, a lot of things that you can play with and adjust. I love that they got all this. You can obviously adjust where all your little tiles sit, just like on a phone when you want to move things around. You can do that too. So the drift analyzer's there. You got your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which I know has been updated as well. So I believe that's wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay now for 2025, which is a cool upgrade as well. All kinds of cool stuff in here. You got your ambient lighting, of course, that you can control with the touch of a finger. Your driving settings, which is really neat. This gives you all your, your driver's assist, forward collision mitigation, your blind spots, all that kind of cool stuff. This one in particular doesn't have the adaptive cruise control, which would show up on here on your steering wheel. At least I believe it should still show up on your steering wheel in 2025. I haven't seen one this new that has that or doesn't have that yet. So the amount of capability of customization I find is so impressive in these cars, and it's like one of the coolest things. Like I know they have it in other M models as well. Once you jump into these driving settings here, you can just go through setup, and as long as you have your traction control switched off or the DSC switched off, you can then toggle into two-wheel drive mode instead of all-wheel drive. You can switch it to rear-wheel drive, which, you know, BMW labels that as the ultimate driving experience, or, you know, a little more raw feeling, I guess you'd say. So really cool that you can configure these menus to exactly what you'd like, exactly how you want the suspension to react, and whatever else happens. And I mean, obviously, the possibilities are kind of close to endless for what you want to feel the car to feel like, which is so cool. So the ability to drive an all-wheel drive car and rear-wheel drive, I don't even know why you'd opt to get the rear-wheel drive at that point, unless maybe it's a cost thing or something else that you let me know the reasons why you'd pick that versus this. I just think having the all-wheel drive capability and be able to switch it into rear-wheel drive is second to none. So yeah, other than that, toggling through the setup and the user face is quite simple. It may maybe seem a little bit overwhelming a bit because there is quite a lot of options on here. So you probably want to earmark a little bit of time, sit down and just go through everything here and see what everything goes and how it works, and familiarize yourself with what you want and where you want it to be. Right, so again, the carbon fiber interior is beautiful as well. I don't think this one's not fully leather wrapped, but I know that's if you get the extended leather, you can get that too. You pay for the upgraded leather, you get a even more extension of the leather, which comes up onto the inside of the doors as well. You got Harman Kardon sound system, which is beautiful. And again, the same as before. The cup holder area is very similar. The wireless charging tray is still in here. Home link, everything else is the same. And maybe we'll jump into the back and see if anything's changed at all. I don't believe it should be the exact same too. So, and again, you got your M. I love the M stitching on the seat belts. It's just another classic, a beautiful staple. Little subtlety touches that show a really nice build. So anyway, let's jump into the back and see if anything's changed back there. All right, so we've jumped in the back here. It feels exactly the same as any other M3 that I've been in. Same climate control ability here, which is that. I make sure that you get the upgraded heated seat version that has the room for the heated seat butts on the side. One thing I noticed is, again, maybe you can chime in on this. If the previous ones used to have a cup holder section that would fold out of here, where this one is like a center access to get in the back of the trunk. So for your skis to come through or whatever else you want access into the trunk. I know that the previous one I could have sworn had a different version of the ones we were looking at had a cup holder in the center. So maybe you forfeit that for the ability to fold this down and get more accessibility to the trunk. So anyway, small subtlety to notice, but other than that, exact same as before. Tons of headroom, comfortable back seat, room for 3 people. So good child seat anchors. So it's a comfortable back seat, not much else to say about it. And you got your USB plugs there for your kids that you can put their iPods or iPods. That's how old I am. Like your iPad or your iPhone in. I know you can get roasted on that one. So we'll hop out and take a look at the engine. Okay, last but certainly not least, we'll pop the hood, take a look at the engine bay, see if there's any differences, which it appears there is not. Same, the only difference being that they've added 20 more horsepower to it. So they jumped it up from 503 to 523 horsepower. Does that make a huge difference? Probably not, but I guess that's just the evolution of vehicles. They got to get stronger, they got to get more powerful, they got to get more appealing, or else no one's going to keep getting them, right? So anyway, 3-liter, 6-cylinder twin turbo, same motor as the previous generation. Again, just bumped up a little bit more in horsepower, and we know these cars are capable of far more than that with a little bit of tweaking here and there. So anyway, this gives you a good preview, a good lowdown of what is slightly different than the previous one. If you're looking for a 2025, especially one in this wild individual color. Again, one other thing to note was that I don't know if they stopped printing the individual plaque, which I really liked before, in the engine bay of these vehicles. So if you know the secret location that they're at now, versus me not knowing, or maybe this one just for some reason doesn't have it, because this is stone gray certified and verified from the dealer. So anyway, you want to see this car, you want to come talk to me, you want to come and feel it, touch it, see it in person. It's here, it's ready for you. And again, I haven't seen too many more in this color, so come check it out before it's gone again. So I'm Peter from Faraz, and don't forget to like and subscribe our videos, really helps us out. So thanks a lot, guys.